So this is Eric Rivera, and this is the Twitter tweet search. So I used the hard code that was given in class and on Sakai, and I added in the language select class with the ID lang, and these are the options for it and the values. And over here we have the result type with the ID result type and the values here with mixed, recent, and popular. And all of these values were taken from the Twitter API. Next we go to the index JavaScript. And this is the basic JavaScript right here. What I added here was a variable to get the value of the ID of lang and the value for the ID of result type, and saved it into these variables right here. And here in the AJAX call, I added in the variables for lang and result type to be given to the URL right here. Over here is a loop that I created such that I can get the profile image URL and for each one, because other than that it was really difficult to actually write it in this one, and I thought this was easier. So I created a mypics array of length 15, which is the length of the status array, and from there I got the profile image URL, HTTPS, saved it into mypics index. Next I added in one double quote plus the URL and the end quote. Next I added in the image and the source tag and the end tag, such that I can just input that directly into the HTML and it would actually be an HTML language. Next is the for loop that was given, and what I added here was here's the mypics array, which is already given all of the URLs, and then did a line break here. Next I added in the badges for the retweet and the badges for the favorite count, and the retweet count is purple and the favorite is blue-green. And for the CSS, I didn't really do anything because I have already did the CSS right here. So what I could have done is changed or added an ID for one of these or both of them, and then just gone to the CSS and directly made them the color purple and blue-green, but I just did it right here in the JavaScript. Next, to run the code, this is a front end, and I'm just going to look up for hi. And here we can see the tweets, profile image, screen name, and the favorites and retweet count. And here we can add English, search it again, and now we go French. And this is of course based on the Twitter searching for languages. Because if we look at the values for here, FR is French, ES is Spanish, JA is Japanese, AR is Arabic, IT is Italian, and PI is Polish. So the second option is French with an FR value, which the second option is French. Next we go to result type, mixed, popular, recent, and you can tell from the favorites and retweet count the variation in them. You go back to any, and go back to any. And that's the function that the results with the searching from the AJAX call. And now next we can look at the API files, which start at index.php, which is where all the calls are made, as you can see right here. And from here, I commented some stuff in the OAuth authority, I mean. And so there's already some comments over there. And here I did a checking for no response. The next one creates the proxy API. Here we're going to get the global variable. Next, this is the file for the Asana API for authority. So it's different, which I guess means that we're using the Asana API to access the Twitter API, or to verify using authority, because I guess they give you a token, but in your Twitter app, you also get a token as well. And we didn't have to input that in before. And for here is creating just all the variables and the functions. This is a class authority service API. So just creating like nulls and defaults, I mean. And there to checking if credentials have been put in correctly. And it's using the switch instead of nested if statements, which would be really long, instead of going on a case by case. And here's giving in the redirect to the sign-in URL. And here we're calling the OA proxy config PHP. So all of these files are linked together. And the last one is the service one. This is the main one that gets called by the proxy config, which the proxy config gets called by multiple other ones by the config. And the proxy config calls the config right here, and the rest call the proxy config. And that's basically the whole tweet search. Thanks.